Now, Dr. Quinn, early on in the pandemic, it was widely believed that heat and humidity could help stop COVID-19 transmission. What have we learned since then?
Well, we've learned a lot, Andrew, and the research has pretty much overwhelmingly come up with the conclusion that increased sunlight, increased heat, increased humidity, these all negatively impact the virus's ability to survive outside of the human host, which theoretically decrease transmission. But unfortunately, it's not enough, because more research has added that because we humans have so little immunity to the virus. I mean, this is a new virus, so most of us have not been exposed. So our immune systems have not created enough antibodies, and then we don't have that vaccine so we can make those antibodies. So we're still vulnerable. The bottom line is, even though the summer months will be somewhat helpful, we're still not out of the storm.
Yeah, we have plenty of heat and humidity, but how important is it that we continue to wear our masks and socially distance?
It's very important. I mean, I cannot overemphasize how important it is that we wear those masks. I mean, there's more research, and a very interesting conclusion that was reached was human behavior has a very significant impact on the decrease on the spread of this virus. That includes social distancing, wearing a mask, washing your hands, just following those guidelines that are suggested by the CDC. And that way we can decrease the spread and just be as safe as we possibly can.
All right, Dr. Quinn, football practice also ramping up here in Mississippi. We've already seen one tragedy. What do coaches, players, and trainers need to watch out for during these summer months?
Hey, I mean, we really have to take this seriously. I mean, on top of coronavirus, we now have Mississippi sun, and it is hot out there. And for the coaches and the trainers, I recommend, number one, hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. Drink water before practice, during practice, after practice. Try to cut the hours or the time of practice to shorter intervals, and try to practice during the cooler times of the day, such as early in the morning or later in the evening, as much as possible to keep these young people safe.
And finally, Dr. Quinn, what is the difference between heat stroke and heat exhaustion?
Good question. I mean, that's what we're trying to protect our young people from, and old people as well, and just all people in general. A heat exhaustion scenario involves an individual that has too much sun exposure, too much heat. That individual may be breathing hard, sweating profusely, tired, maybe a little disorganized. It's a good idea to get them out of the heat into a cool, air-conditioned environment if possible, and if not, at least under a tree and try to hydrate. But if they don't start getting better right away, it wouldn't hurt to go ahead and call 911, because they may be transitioning to a heat stroke where the person's skin becomes dry and hot. I mean, their ability to cool down just shuts off, and this can lead to death. So it's a good idea not to hesitate. Call 911 if you suspect a heat stroke, and let's just stay safe.
So when you stop sweating, that's when you are really in trouble then, Doc?
Most definitely, because as I was saying, the person's autonomic nervous system just shuts down. They no longer have that ability, and that's our body's normal mechanism of cooling down. But during a heat stroke, we no longer have that function, and that's when it's really dangerous and can be deadly.
All right, Dr. Timothy Quinn, thanks for spending a few minutes with us this afternoon. You're watching 12 News at noon.